We spend over a third of our lives in the office, and the demands of modern working life can often leave us feeling stressed and depleted. So what can we do to create a happy workspace?
The natural world is full of curves, colour and complexity, and bringing all this into the workplace can have a big impact on our behaviour and our mood.
There are plenty of psychological studies that reveal changes in the body and brain when people view certain colours. These changes can influence our productivity, our creativity, stress levels, and much more. A recent report by Human Spaces showed that 2/3 of people say they feel happier when they walk into bright office environments with yellow and blue and green colours. Think about what energy you want to inject into your workspace and use colour to change the atmosphere.
Biophilia, it's a fancy word with a simple meaning. It's all about the connection we feel with the natural world and helps explain why being around plants and trees and natural light can help us feel a bit better in our daily lives.
Plants can fill and frame a space, making them feel wide and generous. Studies show that bringing in a plant to work can boost your productivity by 15%.
Maggie Centres were set up to give people who were going through cancer, whether or not it was a person with cancer themselves or their family and friends, a place to come to get help with the challenges that cancer brings to their lives, psychological, emotional and sort of practical help. From the beginning at Maggie's, we always knew the importance of views, connections to nature, to be able to allow the distraction that being able to see life and energy outside a building was really very important. And we also knew that from the experience that people have within hospital, where often they're under strip lights, there's no distraction. I mean, biophilia isn't a term that I think the people who would come into the centre would talk about and sort of perhaps know. But what we do know is when they come in the door, there's a feeling that they talk about, that this is a place that they feel that they want to be in, that they feel safe. And that feeling is in response to the fact that they can see different views into different sort of windows of nature's trees moving, there's grapes growing, there's a pot outside where people can go and pick mint to make their own tea. So it offers an element of control within the environment, a sense of peacefulness, and every time they come in they talk about it being slightly different, so there's a sort of distraction and an energy that comes from something that's not static.
Researchers looked at 2 large commercial offices in the UK and the Netherlands. They found that plants significantly increased workplace satisfaction and self-reported levels of focus. So why not nip down to the garden centre and add some greenery to your desk?
Encouraging innovation isn't easy, and when it comes to buildings, it means doing things very differently. Here at the Francis Crick Institute in London, they've mixed up teams from different disciplines right throughout the building.
The idea is that by bringing together people with different specialities, amazing things can happen. And this is not the only building that's recognised the value of mixing up employees and organisations with different disciplines. Building 20 in MIT was known as the Magical Incubator. Built near Boston in 1942, it housed a whole load of different laboratories, research groups and academic fields, and out of that collision came some of the most groundbreaking developments in science and technology, like the atomic clock, video games, and Noam Chomsky's universal grammar. So if you're struggling to get through the working day, it might be worth redesigning your office with well-being in mind. Because a happy and harmonious workspace isn't something that just happens by accident.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, be sure to check out these videos next. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to get a notification each time we upload a new video.